the best of the week on Relevant Radio.
Hello there, and how are you today? Welcome to the show. We'll start off on our focus on the husbands and how they can kind of up their game a little bit. You know, what does your wife need you to be that you're not doing? 15 traits that women value most in their husbands. Number one, emotional support, right? Emotional support being demonstrated in eye contact and a spirit of curiosity, right? Where we support and tell them that we're listening and we're paying attention. Number two, respect, right? Treating our wives with great respect, kind speech, showing gratitude and affirming our wives. Number three, humor, because humor builds connection. You know, we like people who make us laugh, so we should build some humor into our relationship with our wives. Honesty, right? What good is a husband who can't be trusted, right? Honesty is really, really important, especially when we mess up, right? And we need to apologize. 5, dependability, right? Showing up when we're supposed to. When we say we'll do something, we got to do it, got to follow through. Okay, dependability is really important. The most important place is in keeping our wedding vows till death do us part, right? In good times and bad, sickness, health, on and on. 6, affection. Small gestures of love. Little hugs, holding her hand, giving her a kiss, saying things like, I love you, you're beautiful, I'm grateful for you. Actions, gentle touches and caresses, cuddling on the sofa, and gestures like little acts of service, small gifts or whatever. Planning some one-on-one time. Number 7, patience. Every marriage needs patience, right? So it's a matter of just staying calm and understanding, listening without fixing, right? And I think marriage is a great proving ground for almost all the virtues, but especially for patience because, you know, we're married to someone who's flawed and has defects, and those defects can make us a little crazy, and patience is a wonderfully important ingredient in any marriage. Number 8, ambition. Translation, hard work. You know, working hard at being a good spouse, okay? And working hard to provide well for the family, etc. Number 9, kindness. That's huge. It's one of the 4 loves that Aristotle talked about, C.S. Lewis talked about. It's this storge love, which is treating our wives with great kindness and thoughtfulness, okay? And one of the ways we do that is get rid of the screens, focus on her, don't be looking at our screens. 10, shared values, being aligned on what's important. That's a pretty important thing. 11 was good communication, okay? Being able to talk without blame, right? Shutting down or shouting. This is where the formula comes in. I talk about I feel when you, and I like to ask you to please. And the formula enables you to complain without blame. And that's part of what good communication is all about, being able to talk about what's bothering me, what's kind of, you know, I'm upset about, whatever, but without blaming. Number 12 is loyalty. Loyalty is more than just, you know, not cheating, right? Not having affairs or whatever. It's standing up for her when she's not around. It's staying committed during stressful seasons and showing that your love won't shift when life gets messy. Wives value loyalty because it proves their husband is truly in it for the long haul and loves them unconditionally. Gives them a sense of peace, knowing their relationship is rooted in trust and devotion. So your wife needs to know that you always have her back, and no one gets to treat her poorly. It's especially critical if you come from a family that tends to be highly critical or judgmental, that you defend your wife every time anybody says the slightest thing of a critical nature about your wife. Your family of origin needs to know that if you're forced to make a choice between them and your wife wins and they lose. Scripture's pretty clear about this, right? A man leaves his mother and father and clings to his wife, and the two become one. One of our primary jobs as husbands is to protect our wives physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Nobody gets to mistreat your wife, nobody. And she needs to know that you will defend her, period. It's the two of you against the world, and he will always have your back. Number 13, flexibility. You know, no 2 days are the same, especially in marriage. You know, a flexible husband can roll with the changes in the plans, adjust his mindset, and adapt without frustration. Wives value a husband who doesn't fall apart when life does. That's important. Whether it's changing jobs, moving, or parenting chaos, flexibility shows he's in it as a teammate, not someone stuck in his own ways. That openness makes life together feel easier. So I think an important component of flexibility, in my opinion, is the willingness to become the man that your wife needs you to be. The willingness to become the man that your wife needs you to be. Not the man you are now, the man your wife needs you to be. This means that if there's something in your personality that's causing disharmony in the marriage, you need to fix your personality. And, this implies constantly trying to become a better man. And I think so often us men don't do that. We just say, oh, it's who I am. It's the way I am what I am. Well, no. And we should all be a person in progress, in process. We should always be in the process of becoming better, becoming holier, becoming kinder, gentler, etc. So flexibility. 14, support her independence. A strong husband doesn't feel threatened by his wife's successes. In fact, he encourages it. Wives value a man who cheers them on, respects their dreams, and never tries to control their choices. Whether she's growing in her career or simply needing some space to be herself or pursue hobbies or areas of interest, support for her means loving her without conditions. That kind of freedom actually deepens the connection. You, husband, should be your wife's biggest cheerleader. Beyond a doubt, the biggest cheerleader. You should surround her, we should surround our wives with encouragement and strength. Surround them. Husbands are the natural beneficiary of the joy that wives experience when they're able to pursue their dreams and, fulfill their mission that God has entrusted them to. So the better job we do supporting our wives, encouraging our wives, etc., the happier they'll be, and then the happier we'll be, right? That's the deal. All right, and then last is a sense of responsibility, okay? Being responsible doesn't mean being rigid and serious all the time. It means showing up, handling what needs to be done, and not leaving her to carry the mental or emotional load alone. Women value a husband who takes initiative. That reliability brings balance, trust, and mutual respect, which makes the entire relationship feel more equal and steady. Here's how I see it. Responsibility means providing and protecting. It means sharing the work around the house and keeping promises. It's demonstrated by seeing something that needs to be done and doing it without complaint. It is living a life of service to our wives and our children. It is putting their well-being ahead of ours. That's responsibility. I live a life of service to my wife and to my family. Period. End of story. That's just what I do. And that's what us husbands are supposed to do. And some husbands have a hard time with that. They think it's the other way around. The wife is supposed to be in service to me, not me to her. And I think that's very erroneous. And I don't think it's very scriptural either. So there you have it. All right. So there's 15 ideas of ways that husbands can up their game a little bit and take better care of their wives. And I hope that maybe one or two of those will resonate and you can say, well, you know what, I can do a little bit better there. I think I'll try to do that. This entire episode of Marriage Unhindered is on the updated Relevant Radio app. The Relevant Radio app is completely free and updated daily with fresh articles, podcasts, and prayers.